Texas Podcast Massacre contains spoilers and adult language. For more horror, visit us at our website at texaspodcastmassacre.com. This is Texas Podcast Massacre.
Welcome to another episode of Texas Podcast Massacre, coming to you from Houston, Texas. I'm your host, Mitch, and with me, as always, is my favorite orderly, Nate.
Hi, Mom. You saw the movie?
That
Yikes.
was a quote from that movie, yes.
Yep.
So each week on Texas Podcast Massacre, we take a look at a different horror movie and debate a horror-related topic with our unsuspecting victim, who is usually someone that is not what we would call a horror fan. Nate, I think we have an issue. We had an unsuspecting victim, but I think we left them checked in at the theater.
Is her insurance okay? That's what the real question is.
I did think it was weird that they asked for her insurance information.
Yes, that was weird. Walking in the theater, asking for insurance.
They didn't ask me. They didn't ask.
I don't know where she went.
Okay, well, it's just going to be us. So no unsuspecting victim this week.
No unsuspecting victim. I see what you did there.
For Unsane. That's right. So yeah, so we will be, I guess it's just going to be us horror fans talking about Unsane, the brand new movie that is just coming out today.
Yeah.
So, well, I don't have a. How are you doing, Nate?
This movie was a little disturbing. Loved it.
Yeah. All right. Well, you know what? Let's have a little debate question, just you and me, mano a mano.
Okay.
Yeah, we will see how the Lord favors you.
No, you dare not blaspheme. He will punish you. The jaws of hell will devour you. All of you. No.
Okay, so is the question, where would you hide a shiv?
Oh, shit, now I wish it would.
Damn it.
All right, quick. Where would you hide the shiv? Now I want to know.
Where would I hide the shiv?
Yeah.
In my sock.
I don't know, but then will they...
Is it too hard to get to? Yeah,
I think so.
That's hard to get to.
She kind of had a perfect...
Yeah,
seasoned
shiv veteran.
I mean, but I don't know. My pants are never that tight, so I would feel like they would just keep falling down and like cut my leg.
And you'd Plaxico Burress yourself.
Yeah, probably. Yeah, right. Probably just in my jacket pocket.
In a pocket? Okay.
Yeah. Okay, well, that was quick. Okay, so my actual debate question. So I thought this would be...
Remember, kids, hide your shiv in your pocket.
Yeah, you know. That'll come into play later in the actual movie review. So, since it's just us, and we don't, we watch a lot of horror movies.
Sure.
So, this movie is done all in, iOS of just pretty much cell phone. Maybe it's
an iPhone camera.
It is all iPhone, right?
Whole film.
Except for maybe the drone.
Nope, that was put on a drone, and it was an iPhone.
This looked very good, the drone shots anyway. They look like they went through different iPhone generations. Some were a little grainier.
They put filters on it.
Yeah. Okay. Nice. All right. Yeah. So this is all part of your crap you're going to say later on, wasn't it?
Oh, probably. Yeah.
Well, you said it now. So.
I'm more of an Android person, but other than that, it's great.
Oh my God, you and your Android. Okay. So when they usually do a iPhone or a phone horror movie, it's usually some sort of found footage. Type of movie. Are there any other movies that you can think of? Because I was trying to come up with some that weren't found footage but were done off a cell phone. Anything that you could...
Tangerine. Indie Darling Tangerine.
I was going to say, is this a real movie that people have seen?
Yeah. Some people have seen it in like independent films.
So you and Amanda?
No, she didn't see it. It was just me.
Okay, so I guess my question is...
It's about a prostitute, but okay.
So what were your thoughts about... so let's just... I want to kind of take it out of the whole review, but...
Sure.
What did you think about the use of the iPhone camera in this way, where it's not a found footage, where it's not like it's from someone's perspective?
There's no real reason to be using it, like, for the plot. It's just following her.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was jarring at first. I was like, oh, this is like less than like soap opera quality. You know what I mean? I was like, whatever iPhone they used didn't work well in low light for a little bit. That's for sure.
Right.
But then after a while, the movie was actually pretty solid, and the story was pretty good, and it was interesting. I forgot about it. Mm-hmm. So I guess it wasn't too bad that I forgot about it.
Do you think the camera enhanced the story? Would it have been any different had they used a normal camera?
Yeah, it'd been a little bit better, but it dehanced the budget. So I think it was low budget but good enough where it looked good.
Yeah. I don't know. There were some.
And it was interesting. It was an iPhone. Yeah.
There were some things they were doing early on with the camera, like when she's talking to her boss and all that. I thought were interesting. The thing about using the iPhone,
they had cool angles. It's cool angles.
That was cool. The thing with having the iPhone when it's was that at least it gives you a different sort of perspective, because you can't, obviously, for filming for logistic, you can't really put that bulky ass 4K HD camera right next to an actor's
You can't put it
face.
in her cubicle enough where you literally see the barcode on like the inside of like the cabinet.
Yeah.
That's part of her cubicle. I mean, that's detail you're never getting from a normal camera.
Right. I there were some things they did with that, and then there were others where they were just doing regular shots, and it's kind of like, I don't know why you wouldn't just switch.
Yeah, the regular shots weren't
then.
providing as much, but like the weird shots, like in the cubicle and like in close ups and weird spots, where you see the guy just like looking through the window, creepy. Yeah. And it was a little blurrier because it was that camera instead. That actually was kind of awesome.
Yeah, and this is we'll get into the actual story, but this was a good movie for this type of trial. Like if you did this was like, I don't know, a paranormal type of movie or anything like that. I don't know that it.
But Paranormal Activity wasn't done with phones?
Well, not Paranormal Activity, but I'm talking about but that's again not found footage.
Sure,
I'm talking about if you were using it as just a normal camera. I don't know. I don't know. I guess I'm not sold on it. It doesn't sound like maybe you are.
So Steven Soderbergh is gonna do like Ocean's 14 with the iPhone camera. Probably not.
No.
I think it was a cool little experiment. Probably a one-off, but it's pretty cool.
No. Would you want to see more movies? I guess would you want to see more movies done?
If it allows weirder, different types of movies to be made with lower budgets, then sure, I'm down for that.
So if I feel like this is giving Tommy Wiseau a whole something new to try to do.
Yeah, I'm in. I thought that Best Friends movie was filmed on an iPhone.
Did it ever actually come out?
No, it's not out yet, but it's actually coming out in 2 movies now. So, just saying.
Oh no,
just saying.
well, yeah. I guess it's kind of all I wanted to say. I thought that there's some cool shots, right? I really did like the shot in the when she's having like the bad trip, I guess.
Oh yeah, dude. There were some good effects that were done.
That kind of the editing off of it too must have been a pain in the ass as well, from pulling all the different, I guess everything was just put up on the iCloud. Can't imagine any of those phones having enough data for all that.
And definitely the music was created on an iPhone too. We'll get into that also. But yikes.
Yeah, we got some shit to talk about with that music.
Yep. The music was so great. Debate question. What's our debate question?
Wait, what's our debate question about what?
About this movie.
That was it.
Oh, that was it?
Yeah, we're just not really debate. We're just
okay. We're just having a conversation.
So let me ask you this: cell phone or found footage films versus using a cell phone this way.
Yeah.
Is there a preference?
Yeah.
Do you think it's just stick with found footage? Do you like going this direction with them?
I like going this direction, but I'd use a Note 8 personally. But that's just me.
So you get some last minute pyrotechnics when it explodes.
Yeah, you get a 7. They're pretty cheap, probably.
Probably
get a 7, and then you've already saved on your pyrotechnic budget. You literally can't go wrong. Yep.
And anything else you want to talk about with the camera work or any of the production stuff?
Like I said, it started out, I wasn't a fan, and as it went on, I started appreciating it and liking it. Some of the shots where she was like on top of him and like weird things, they were getting some angles, like just real tight angles. And so, if you have a movie like where someone's maybe going crazy and a lot of close-ups, it actually works pretty well.
I gotta imagine as an actor or actress, it's probably pretty. Think of how you are. If you were doing something.
So Steven Soderbergh just has like a long selfie stick. It's just like putting it in your face. Yeah,
that's what I mean. Like when I'm sitting around at my house, so holding the kid, right, and then the camera just comes swings right by my face, like, oh shit, that's got to be very different and jarring. I guess it's not. kind of used to that versus like the whole full camera in production.
People are used to that now. Like people are like, let me take a selfie, and they're
well,
they're
but
just
that's you doing.
it.
I'm talking about like random. I mean, if you were an actor and it's like someone's like, here, let me just get the shot real quick, and they're just like holding it right by your face.
Yeah. You know what? You deal with it.
I guess
You're an actor.
No, that's why I'm not a professional
actor. Yes.
Acting, thank you.
Yep.
No, that's right. That's right.
Just pretending the phone's not in your face. See? That's where you were missing.
Oh my god. All right. You want to talk about this movie?
Hell yeah.
All right. Well, this week's movie of the week is Unsane.
Your life slips away from you.
But you still see your stalker everywhere?
This man followed me here from Boston.
You've been assessed as a danger to yourself and others.
I'm not crazy! Or maybe it's all in my head.
All right. So we don't have the unsuspecting victim to kind of give the synopsis.
Yeah.
So I will give you the breakdown. A woman who is moved to a whole nother place. She's moved from Boston to Philly.
Is it Philly?
West Philadelphia, born and raised, Nate.
West Philadelphia.
Not born and
stalked
raised.
and chased.
I'll allow it.
In the mental facility I'm spending most of my days.
We got it. Done. So she moves there to avoid a stalker.
Yeah.
But she's still seeing him, so she goes to have a consult with a psychiatrist and winds up
Committed.
Unwittingly voluntarily committing herself to a mental hospital.
Yeah. And everything goes great. End of movie.
Right. Yeah. And she gets the help she needs.
Yep.
And, the status of mental health, care in this country is not a scary and terrifying thing.
No, it's great.
So, no, she obviously is concerned that the person stalking her is actually working at the hospital, and she's not quite sure if what she's seeing.
If she's going crazy, or if the guy's there. Yeah.
So Nate, what's some things about this movie? I know it's just come out, so there's probably not a whole lot of.
Sure, but the whole movie was filmed on an iPhone. So we've gone over that, but that's crazy. That's crazy. Yeah. The movie was filmed for
some of the things I'm surprised. Like the long sweeping, drone shots were kind of like they did not. I had to question like they didn't do the whole thing.
Oh yeah, they did it all. Maybe there was some post processing happening, obviously, but it was all the filming was all done that way.
No, good.
The movie was 97 minutes, but it didn't feel long. It felt just the right, I think, length.
Yeah.
Obviously, it came out today, March 22nd. It is a 6.6 on IMDb right now, but like a 79% on Rotten with an 80% audience score.
Yeah.
There you go. Getting fairly decent reviews, I would say. The budget was, how much do you think the budget was for this?
I mean, are these all iPhone X's? Because at least, that's at least like 10 grand. It's
like
for like three.
Like $100,000 on like USB-C adapters. Like that's an invoice somewhere.
Right. I'm gonna say this movie was made for a cool $4 or $5 million.
1.2 million.
Oof.
Very
considering the
low.
cameo, I thought it mostly hit that big cameo. We'll talk about later.
Yeah. This is like a pro bono kind of thing. And they filmed it in a Pomona, New York, hospital that was recently closed. So they filmed in a real hospital.
Maybe
So that cut down on the cost.
Well, and the location fees probably weren't much there. Yeah.
And this is obviously the director is Steven Soderbergh, and this is his first horror movie. Mm-hmm. You might know him from a million movies. He is very famous. He did Logan Lucky last year. He did Magic Mike. I know that's Mitch's favorite movie.
Of course.
Contagion was really good.
Oh, yeah, he did Contagion.
Yeah, one of my personal favorites, Che, Part 1 and Part 2.
Wait, what?
Unironically really like.
Wait, what?
Aaron Brockovich, Traffic, and then another. He's done a bunch of movies I like. He did all the Oceans movies, mm-hmm. And like as I mentioned in a previous episode, Ocean's 13 is irrationally one of my favorite movies of all time. Yep, it continues. I think I've watched it since I said that in the last episode.
I have no words.
Yep. And yeah, so I mean, Steven Soderbergh, very well known, tons of huge movies, decides to go with the $1 million movie with an iPhone camera. Pretty awesome. Yeah. So the guy's kind of badass. The lead is Claire Foy, who plays Sawyer Valentini, the main character. Most people will probably know her as Queen Elizabeth from The Crown.
Yep.
She is going to be Lisbeth Salander in the new Girl with the Dragon Tattoo movie.
Oh, really?
Yeah, this year.
Oh, wow. Okay.
Yeah, and she plays Neil Armstrong's wife in the movie First Man about Neil Armstrong. So she's doing that. Yeah, she's in The Crown, like I mentioned, and I just wanted to throw out one of the most hilarious things I've ever seen is she played the girl on Nicolas Cage's season of The Witch. So that's a nice little tie-in to our podcast. The girl. That's it. And then she was also in Rosewater from directed by Jon Stewart. So there you go. I guess the next lead, the best person in this movie, the most hilarious person was definitely Jay Farrow, which...
You say hilarious. He really wasn't being funny.
Yeah, but he was so good. He was like, I don't know, he was acting very well, but people will know him mostly from his various characters on Saturday Night Live for the last, I don't think he's on the show anymore, but he was for 70 years.
I feel like he was just playing Jay Farrow.
He was crushing this movie. I loved him.
I liked him in it. I just think he was very much just Jay Farrow.
Rocking it.
And he was playing himself almost, I feel like.
That's how good of an actor he is. He's nothing like that. He's nothing like that.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. He walks on his hands normally. That's how good he is. That's how good he was in this.
Oh my God. Okay.
No, he was great. And then there's other actors. There's other actors.
You're forgetting Josh. Yeah. Josh from Blair Witch Project. Josh.
That's him?
Yeah. So the guy that she thinks is stalking him is played by
oh my God, I forgot about
Joshua
that.
Leonard, who is in fact his first movie was Josh, who gets lost and throws the map in Blair Witch Project.
So he's David Stride in this movie, but oh my God, I can't believe I missed that.
Yeah.
Well played, Mitch.
Yeah. So we'll hold off on that.
Wow.
For spoiler reasons. Again, this is a spoiler podcast.
Yeah.
I do want to say that because this movie, we can jump into impressions. Overall,
well, he was also in Shark Night 3D. Hold on, let's not forget. There's a couple. There's a couple movies in between.
Okay, well, look, we've all had
Hatchet. There's a movie called Hatchet.
We've all had to do some things we regret for money.
Tim Allen is the Shaggy Dog. He was in that movie. Oh my God. He was in Fight Club, the video game, as the main character. This is awesome. Cubby House. Oh, that looks like a real bad movie. And he was in, oh my God. So Blair Witch was actually his second movie.
What was his first movie? I thought it was his...
The Blur of Insanity. Real popular, has 72.
I thought that came out after. It came same year, but...
Oh, is it? Okay, well, maybe it got released.
Yeah, well, that was the thing, because no one knew him. I mean, that was the whole reason of the success of Blair Witch.
Exactly. Like, who's this dude? Could be a real person.
Yeah. So, I mean, and what'd you think overall of this one? Because I know you obviously said you thought the story was good, but other impressions?
Yeah, I liked it. I liked it quite a bit. Mental hospital is always been a pretty trope-esque horror move. This one was really not. This was a little different. It focused instead of. We're spoilering it now, right?
Yeah, I mean, we've done.
Okay.
If you're at this point, once again, if you go watch the movie, if you don't want to get spoiled, and then come back, but
it's the movie. Is less about is she crazy or is she not crazy?
Yeah.
Maybe like the first half. Mm-hmm. But after that first half, things happen where it's like, oh, it's pretty clear that this she thinks the guy's stalking her. This guy's stalking her.
Oh yeah,
this guy's there. So then it's more about the failings of different systems designed to help people.
Yeah.
And I like to focus on that. That is almost never the case, really. I mean, One Flew Over the Cuckoo's Nest, I guess, showed how a nurse could be, dictatorial and evil. But this was more like police, insurance, the hospital, like everything. Like it was. To
be fair, a lot of horror movies. I mean, that's a trope, right? Is that the the final girl's usually like, oh, he's coming up behind me, and the police are like, you're just
but
crazy.
this is
realistic. No, that's my
different.
point. That's one thing I loved about it, is that it was it did follow those tropes, but it did it so well and something so realistic. There was no, outside of the stalker, obviously, for the first half of the movie, there was no tangible big bad. You're really sitting there really thinking, is this in her head? Are we all going to find out that she's truly crazy? I mean, the whole sequence of her actually getting admitted was insane. No pun intended.
It was unsane.
Oh my God. Well,
no, it was very realistic.
I don't know if that part was realistic necessarily. I don't know that you can.
I mean, you sign a form and then you just follow somebody, and you're your person. You just like, someone says follow me. You go, okay, sure.
Is that what brought you down to Texas? You just signed the form, and you're just talking to someone on the phone, and here you are.
Now I'm part of a militia. I don't even know about. Who knows? Who knows? Hopefully they never talk to me again. But that's why I just recently moved. See, there we go.
There you go.
Ties right in. Everything is like. I mean, it's exaggerated, but everything's semi plausible. You know what I mean? Like everything is legitimately possible. When people start dying, it gets a little excessive. But that's toward the very end of the movie. Yeah. So I don't know. It was really creepy just because you're like, oh, that could happen.
Yeah.
That's like the scariest part is that the cops don't believe you, the doctors don't believe you.
I think that's the scariest part of this film, right? I mean, there's obviously the stalker part. I want to kind of say that toward the later end of the show, or at least so after we set the scene. But the insane asylum. I say insane asylum. I mean, it's not really. It's a mental hospital, but
you can't leave.
But I think the fact that they spun it as that it's just a business model. That it's just we're just keeping you here so we can pump get as much money out of your insurance.
Yeah.
Before we just release you.
Yeah.
That Jay Farrow's character, he mentions he's trying to kick an opioid habit, which is totally a cover
for him being a journalist. Yeah,
yeah, which was, God, that was when they did that reveal. That was one of the bigger reveals in this movie, and I feel like they just kind of glanced over it. Like
they made it subtle.
It's super subtle, which was awesome. I actually appreciated that.
Yeah, I liked it.
Yeah, that was that treatment of everyone was just the whole terrifying part,
The scariest thing might have been when the mom goes to the administrator of the facility, right? And she says, "Well, you could get a lawyer, but then we'd have to get a lawyer, and then your daughter might not be able to get jobs because of all the attention."
If she seems to be super litigious,
she is just like a monster, trying to be in a nice way, but. She's trying to be straight monster. I mean, that you're starting to get like, oh, there's more going on here than initially meets the eye.
Well, yeah. So let's talk about Mom of the Year over here. As soon as her daughter calls her and says, "Hey, I've been trapped in this, mental hospital," basically, she already has a go bag. She has been ready. She goes, "Let's just go."
She's going to the closet to get clothes like instantaneously. Yeah,
and it was heartbreaking to watch her go to, she's like, I'm going to come with the cavalry
and get you out of here. Yeah.
And police say, nope. In this state, it's this. The lawyer hangs up on her after says, yeah, well,
they can't do more than 7 days, and they shouldn't, but 7 days and then you're out. Like,
and then just hangs up on her.
Yeah. That was rough.
My heart went out to her. She was playing very believable, very well done.
And then her heart went out.
Ugh.
What would I do differently? Never open the door for a creepy dude in a hotel if you're in a hotel room.
Yeah, call the front desk first.
Call the front desk before you open the door to anybody, especially dudes with beards. Yikes.
So it's the two guys with
Yeah.
beards doing this podcast.
Yikes.
I know. The beards are...
I can't look that
not
creepy.
trustworthy.
I can't. It's impossible. No, I can't. Well,
You laugh too much. I don't think people would let you in anyway.
fine. I'm just the lovable air conditioning repair guy. But if you wanted me to be sad, too bad.
The problem
Not
is
gonna happen.
you would absolutely wear... Okay, so to set the scene, because no one can see us right now because we haven't done video yet, you're wearing a T-shirt with the Monopoly guy, but he's done up like Jigsaw
Yeah, on a tricycle.
on a tricycle.
Crushing it.
You would wear this as an air conditioner.
If I was an air conditioning repair guy at a crappy like motel, yeah, I'd be wearing it. Obviously, I got a personality. All right, that's the guy I am. Like I'm Nate. I got personality.
Oh man, I don't know. There's a lot. I mean, that was my problem when we were watching this movie. I was trying to think of how we could do the show. The problem is there's so much to decompress from this movie.
Sure,
and that's part of the great thing about it is that there are a lot of layers. This is easily a rewatchable movie.
Oh yeah, definitely.
And I think so I called Lisa because she I know she wanted to see this and she wasn't able to make it for this episode.
No babies were harmed in this movie, so
none
instantaneously.
So and she also
great.
watched The Crown, so she knows who Claire Foy is.
This is probably the best episode of The Crown I've ever seen.
Oh, it's also the only episode.
I've seen The Crown. I have not
seen The Crown.
I've seen all of The Crown.
No, I've not.
This is still the best episode.
Nice. I'll make sure she knows that.
There's a lot of inbreeding in those British people. I mean, come on. Like, this hasn't happened. This is basically like King Lear 2 Unsane.
Jesus. Nice. Well done.
Thank you.
No, I told her that I thought that at no point this movie isn't entirely, I wouldn't say it's unpredictable. I think you could guess how it will unfold and there's not too many like really big twists when you look at it. But throughout the movie, I know I was tense through most of it because I knew it could go a whole bunch of different directions.
Yeah.
So while you're not going to go, there's no big major twist to it, I would say.
Yeah, everything was kind of a contrast because they keep everything all ordered.
Yeah.
So you keep seeing the same people in the same places over and over again.
Yeah.
So it's like the contrast between this like ordered, structured thing for all of the schedule for all of the inmates, I guess.
Right.
And then all of a sudden things start like popping off on the side. You know what I mean? And then it keeps you interested. It doesn't get it never gets boring. I would say ever.
Yeah, and I mean, and I think you certainly it does a good job where a lot of movies sometimes beat you over the head with the message. This was able to tackle how our mental health, how we treat mental health in this country, insurance, how our whole medical system is. I think it treated actual stalker, Me Too movements, just the horrors of being a woman in America, apparently. I mean,
the legal system,
for
the stalker, and a great cameo by Matt Damon. Matt Damon crushes this cameo hard.
The movie instantly goes way up in ranking just because Matt Damon
comes in basically. So he comes in as a consultant.
Yeah,
is he a lawyer or is he just like a consultant?
No, I think
he's just
I think he's just a consultant. Like he's like a security self-defense. Because I don't know if it's maybe court appointed or if it's because she files the restraining order.
Yeah,
and so I don't know. Like,
let me set the stage here. So, once she's in there, that something bad happened to her and there was a stalker, but you don't really know the story. And then she confides in Jay Farrow, Nate's character, that she volunteered at a hospice. And then she was reading to this guy who's had dementia, and then her son, who's the creepiest dude, never says anything, is just looking at her, reading to him, and never saying a word. The dad dies, and then he's like, "Oh yeah, we should be together." And then texts her, she ghosts him, blocks him, he breaks into her place, following her to work, trying to get her, and then she signs a restraining order, and then she gets this Matt Damon dude, and she's like, "All right, finally. I got this restraining order. This guy's going to go away." And Matt Damon's like, "All right, you got to put sensors on these windows. Don't use the back parking. Always park on the street under a light. Hold your keys in your hand so you don't have to fumble for them. You can also use them as self-defense. here's a book called The Gift of Fear. It was like, holy shit. It just goes through this huge list, things you would never think of. People who probably have been stalked have thought of these things, but never knew, right? So yeah, it's bringing light to that. It was crazy. Yep. Great camp. I mean, he's only there for like maybe a couple minutes, 2 minutes, 3 minutes.
Solid, yeah.
Nailed it. Yeah, it was fantastic. Great part.
And yeah, while you're in the theater going, Matt Damon, like,
yeah, then you're like, fuck, Matt Damon.
Yeah. I guess anytime a casting person's like, we need someone where this is taking place in Boston, like Matt Damon.
Yeah. It wasn't. I didn't even think about it. The fact that it was in Boston that makes it even more hilarious.
Yeah. I was like, I mean, had it been an Affleck brother, maybe. Although, would you have trusted Ben or certainly not Casey?
No.
Wouldn't be taking any security advice from Casey Affleck for sure.
Get like Michael Rappaport or something. There's something in there instead.
So let's talk about the second half of the movie, which is really the stalker part. Because for the first half, it's all just she's trying to figure out it's.
So she flips out of this orderly. She's like, "Hey, this is the guy who's been stalking me." Yeah. And they're like, "No, this is this other dude."
And they did a good job earlier where they showed. They did a good job where they showed she sees the orderly, and as she punches the orderly, and it's a different guy. Like it changes. Yeah. You know, it would have been cool if they had kept that going for a little while longer.
Yeah, I think it was supposed to show like when she gets stressed, she sees him.
Yeah,
in other people, right? More.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then it turns out, that's the fucking dude, man.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
he changed his name. He got into this place. This whole facility is just terrible. No accountability. The doctors and the administrators are all just trying to make money covering their ass. She gets basically like dosed with drugs and no one reports it. Like it's like, oh, just don't do it again or we could get fired. Yeah. Like no accountability whatsoever.
Well, it's a business. They're trying to keep the costs low, so they don't necessarily they cut corners.
Lawsuits are costs. Yeah. Hiring like people who have actual degrees. No, they can't do any of that.
No. Only one doctor. I mean. This building is huge, but it's only one floor.
It's got like unused wings and shit.
Yeah.
Too much power to power those. We haven't been able to like get people. So the reason that she's there is she says that, you know, they were baiting her to talk about suicide. Mm-hmm. And when they said, she mentioned like, I thought about it in the past, but not now. And then they told her to sign these forms and she committed herself. Boom. Insurance money. Like, damn. I bet that happens. I never thought about this. Now I gotta look this shit up.
I know, right?
I'm gonna be even more depressed than the intense film that I was watching the movie.
This is certainly a bleak film. You will not be skipping out of the theater.
Yeah, don't take like a first date to this, like in theory. Or if you hit it off after this movie, you're crushing it. So either way, maybe you could try it. But yeah, it was crazy. But anyway, so the stalker's real. So they don't wait till the end. It's happening.
So the stalker. Like
this dude's creep as fuck.
Yeah, he's come a long way from whatever Tim Allen movie he said he did. He was genuinely unsettling.
Oh yeah,
like
when they did the wide shot where she's talking to Jay Farrow, and he is in the window.
Oh,
and you pointed out to me.
Oh, yeah, I was hitting you.
But then they show it again in the background, and then they just do a zoom, and he is just creeping the fuck out of everything there.
Yeah.
Oh. I wonder if he really brought down like that Shark 3D movie, or the Tim Allen movie. Like, did he bring those movies down?
I don't. What do you mean bring him down?
Well, because he's so creepy in this movie. Did he?
He's creepy in everything.
Did he creep out the Shaggy dog?
I don't know. But
did he? I don't know.
But
seeing him in this is to say like I can't see him in anything.
That whole scene where she's in she's in solitary confinement and he's doing the whole
a lot of monitoring happening in these.
Right. Well, he's deactivated the cameras, but no one. I guess no one's checking. It's like, oh, the cameras are gone.
But this guy's like doing everything. He's delivering meds. He's transporting people.
It's the same people watching this monitor as the one that was watching it in Halloween 3 Season of the Witch, where he just throws the hat over it. No one's like
exactly.
Yeah, same monitoring company.
Yeah.
Well, stop skimping on costs.
Yeah.
You know,
The monitoring company went all the way from Santa Maria, California to Pennsylvania. They're doing pretty well. They've expanded.
Are they?
They've expanded. I don't know. Apparently,
or they just had to move to it. The cult of Irish people, Druids, and
or maybe they started in Boston, Pennsylvania, and then they moved to California.
Well, once all the kids died, they decided to move, pick up shit.
That's fair. That is fair.
Anyway,
so Claire Foy in this,
yeah,
spectacular.
Yeah,
she's great.
Oh.
Her acting is, like, I'm thinking about it now, very good.
Yeah. Well, and I thought everyone's acting, even the people who are clearly not actors, were great, because the orderlies clearly never acted. They may not have acted a day in their life.
Oh, here we go. I gotta look this up.
Look it up. If they did, well done, because I thought they were just paid to just.
They acted so well, you didn't even think they were actors.
Well, that was my point. If they have other credits, great. My guess is they don't, and I think that benefited the movie. There's one of the few cases where it's like going cheap and just be like, "Hey, you want to be in this movie?" Just
okay. So the orderly that she punched,
yeah,
okay,
he might have.
That wasn't it. So he was a street vendor in Spider-Man: Homecoming,
of course.
He was a party goer 4 in The Big Sick, 2 huge movies from last year. He was an administrator. Oh, tie back to this movie in Unbreakable Kimmy Schmidt for 1 episode. He's been in a lot of 1 episode. He was just called Diabetic Man in an episode. This guy's all over the place. Not really in movies though. So I'll give this one to you.
I do. Sorry, I was trying to find the other nurse I was talking about. I like that one person is actually named Friendly Nurse, because there is in fact one friendly nurse.
Yeah, barely.
I will say that was probably the only thing about this movie I was kind of annoyed with, where they really showed the nursing staff is just like a little to me a little too aggressively like shitty.
Dude, have you ever seen people like shitty for being in a job a long time? It happens.
I'm not saying. I think they could have done a little. It could have been a little bit more finesse in terms of the whole. Look, these are people who are clearly just not qualified,
or overworked, or both.
Right? Yeah. Certainly, I could have had a little bit more finesse with it. Yeah. Right. Because at the very beginning, it's just like, these are some shitty people. Like the one time you see the one nurse, she's like, "Oh, hi, I'm just here. How are you doing? Settling in well?"
Yeah.
I was like, well, yeah.
Where were you in the beginning, man?
Where?
Yeah.
Like, why aren't you telling her the shit? This is clearly a nurse who's cares to some degree.
Well, then she makes the decision to basically punch everyone at some point.
Everybody's getting these hands.
So,
I know.
I guess what they do is they trick her into the 24 hours, right?
Right.
And then a guy like touches her when she's trying to leave, saying like, "Hey, I want to." Well, she calls 911 with her phone call. First rookie move. Yeah. Call your mom first, or someone who can come get you first. Then a guy tries touching her. She punches him, and then all that stress.
She didn't
triggers.
punch him. She needs him in the dick.
Yeah. Well, reasonable. He blocked her way. I mean, reasonable. And then she punches the dude right in the face. That was not great.
No.
And then she
not just a dude, an orderly.
Yeah. And then she ends up slapping a girl in the face.
No.
What
throws
else?
coffee in that same girl's face.
Throws coffee in her face. What else? She's doing tons of shit.
Yeah. Which then turned it. Well, anyway.
She wrecks an entire room. Not really her fault.
Well, not really her fault.
She totally wrecks a room because she got dosed with drugs. So yeah, she's all over the place though.
So let's talk about some of the horror. So going into this, I was questioning how we would define this movie. If this is just a psychological thriller,
it's a horror movie,
especially
it's a horror thriller.
Let's talk about some of the deaths that happen in this.
Oh man,
now they're all committed by.
They're not great. They are rough.
Oh yeah. Which death stands out the most to you?
I would say when Jay Farrow gets electrocuted to the head.
That would have been my answer.
And then because he was in there for a fake opioid addiction, then he doses him with an opioid to cover his tracks even more creepily. Ooh.
Yeah.
Getting he really died from the fentanyl.
Yeah.
But he got like And then he tortured him by shocking his brain with like the paddles.
Yeah, he fucking made him just like
it was crazy.
A vegetable so he could.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Hated it. That kind of stuff's worse than just like getting shot. You know what I mean?
They filmed it perfectly. You know, as soon as that verse is that, they didn't linger. You know, it wasn't going to be torture.
They double tapped the iPhone screen so the focus was good. So it was perfect. Yep.
Yeah. As soon as they cut away, it was perfect. You know, they don't linger on it. It wasn't. You know. Eli Roth is probably 2 thumbs down on that, but you know,
did like Steven Soderbergh just say like Siri film movie, and then like he did it?
Maybe,
because that would be amazing.
Maybe
like Steven Soderbergh didn't even get paid. Like that's how the budget is so low. Could be awesome. I don't know. But that death was brutal.
Yeah.
That death was brutal.
Yeah. I was at least a little thankful when the mom died. It was done off camera. I don't know how she died outside. I guess just getting strangled or
Probably
something.
strangled.
Yeah.
This dude's big.
Yeah.
And the other chick had her neck snapped.
God, which was... Even I was like, oh.
It was a rough neck snap.
Yeah,
well,
it was.
So I guess, you know, when she's getting captured and then she starts playing the mind games back on the stalker.
Yeah.
Smart move. He says that, I want you to bring this girl to rape in front of me.
Yeah.
But this guy's insane. So he's like, yeah, sure.
Yeah.
And then she knows that she has a shiv. And then she uses it to stab the dude. And then even though she stabs the dude, the other chick that he brings in, her neck gets broke.
Yeah.
And she runs away, and it does not, I mean, the stabbing clearly didn't do much.
Yeah. You know, I think why I was thinking about this. I think why his character was so disturbing to me too. So Netflix has a show right now called Encounters with Evil, and the show's okay. It's nothing great.
They're gonna say Mindhunters because there's a similar.
Mindhunters is great too.
There's a similar that dude who's like explains everything. He's actually kind of similar to this dude
a little bit.
Yeah.
So Encounters with Evil is about actual like different kinds of like either serial killers, thrill killers.
You really need to be watching this show, man. About the real killers after all the fake killers.
So I find that stuff interesting.
Oh man,
Lisa would prefer that maybe I don't watch this while I'm feeding my son.
That's fair.
But he's like 1 month. He doesn't know. Damien's fine. He's
Damien's
good.
like that's nothing.
Yeah, I asked him to do this.
Yeah,
years ago. No, so. There was one episode. So the whole premise is they talk a few different stories, and the idea is that they have some interviews of someone who escaped, and so there's kind of a little talk. I wish there was more on that piece. It's almost like a little YouTube clip, so it's okay. But there's a whole thing about like a whole episode about abduction, like these abductors, and talking about how they abducted these women. They all, most of them eventually escaped or whatever, and they're telling the stories about what he would say and how he basically kind of these people would exert control. And it was so well done based on those same kind of stories.
Oh, okay.
And that was kind of my point. I don't know whether they really kind of researched like that or if this is just his direct. I don't know how, but however it came about, well fucking done because it was creepy and unsettling and it
reminded you of like real life stuff,
real shit, and that's why the whole movie I was like, ugh.
I didn't need to know that it was similar. It was so creepy. It didn't. I mean, it doesn't matter. Fake, real. I mean, the dude was disturbing.
Well, and that's my point. And even knowing that, it made me. So not even if you didn't know it, I think it would. You still get the skin crawl sort of thing. But yeah, so that whole scene where she's trying to get out, she almost does. She almost escapes. And then,
never stopped running.
No. She stops running and finds herself in the trunk of his car.
What if the girl from Texas Chainsaw Massacre stopped running? You go all the way till you get to that truck. You don't stop till you are next to a person. You don't stop.
Well, one girl did get in the car and she still got chainsawed.
She didn't go to another person.
So anyway,
so let's go to the ending of this movie. Yeah. So once the attempted shivving and escape comes close to working, does not work.
Yeah,
she gets kidnapped again. She's knocked out. She's knocked out in this movie like 8 times. Like whether it's by Just like, like she passes out from the medication, or they like, inject her with tranquilizers or whatever. She's unconscious in this movie like at least once per day, which is terrible for your brain, by the way.
Yeah.
Terrible. Anyway, she gets kidnapped. He's trying to take her to this cabin in New Hampshire that he has because he's got this, I don't know. He's an insane person. He's got this magical cabin that she'll go there and it will be a
off
happy
the
family.
grid. And
Off
it
the grid.
uses solar panels. I also laughed at this because I had just, there was another show about they build off the grid like fucking shit. I don't know. And he starts talking about
Doomsday Gritters.
it wasn't, I don't know what the hell it was. It literally is, I think it's like living off the grid or something. But they like, I saw there was one episode.
Hey, do the cameras they film on, do they go to the grid? People are fucking idiots.
I don't know, but the way he was describing his, like, I felt like I was watching another episode. Like, and now you could see the solar panel edition.
This is where I collect the rainwater.
Here's the well that it's attached to this deep well. I'm like, is he a fucking realtor? Why is he
really.
Can I interest you in some cabin property? And
him stalking her is just a really, really elaborate like timeshare proposal. Like that's the whole thing.
She's still sitting in it 2 years.
When the leaves change, like so good. Anyway, she gets kidnapped. And he stole the body. So her mom was found dead.
Yeah,
by a jogger and her dog.
No, you missed. No.
I missed that.
No. Why would the body be in the trunk if it was discovered by a jogger?
I thought he grabbed it from the morgue on the way.
Mm-mm.
Oh,
no,
whose body was that?
The nurse he was impersonating, because they said we did a background
check.
check.
Shit, I fucked that up.
Yeah, because when they showed Jay Farrow's body, there's a
guy next to him.
random
Yeah,
white dude we hadn't seen yet.
Yeah.
They just, what do you think they just like, let's pull all these bodies out real quick just to kind of take a look, huh?
Anyway, so the mom is in there. And that's why it says "Hi, Mom." I quote, which is hilarious. And then she pulls the thing, which all cars have to have. So if you're gonna be kidnapped, get an old car. And all current cars have to have the handle from the inside. So she pulls that, jumps out. There's a chase. I just gotta get to it. She can't outrun this dude. He hammers her ankle. Oh,
it's hammer time.
That was, I'll say breaking ankles. Either way, pretty terrible. It's very
he miseried her for sure.
Yeah, she got baited. Bates did.
Oh my god, he's her number one fan.
Yeah, literally. And then while he's making her like I never got like this, like, oh, she's like this unconscious woman's like a doll, and I gotta like position her. I was like, oh my god. And he's laying next to her, and then she uses her mom's cross to stab him in the eyeball, and then uses the shiv to fucking throat slash him.
Right.
And then she just gets on top of him, like she's not like cringing, like basically she like lost her will to live.
Yeah.
And it was just like, yeah, I'm liberated from all of like this, trying to act whatever and all this crazy shit. No, I'm gonna be a murderer now.
Yep.
And she does it. Well, killer, not murderer, just a killer.
Yeah.
Murder implies that you did something like it wasn't justified.
I got you.
Yeah. It was awesome. I don't know. It was great. What do you think about the end scene?
Well, that wasn't the end scene.
Well, okay, that's like the
I mean,
the end of the main plot.
You basically see that she, even 6 months later, she still sees him, even though he's dead, and she, to the point that she's almost going to stab a dude that she thinks is him.
It was pre-Venge-esque.
Yeah.
So 6 months later, she's got promotion at work, and the former coworker who was talking shit about her, now she's her boss. And then she thinks she sees that dude and just grabs a knife, walks over a bunch of tables, is about to stab him in the back of the head. And the guy turns, he's like, "Oh, that's not you." And then she just walks out.
She didn't walk out. She drops the knife and like hauls ass.
And she drops the knife exactly like Michael Corleone drops the gun in Godfather. Nailed it. Let your hands drop to your side, drop it, and just walk out. Don't run, but you walk fast.
Oh my god!
I haven't watched a lot of Godfather recently.
Clearly,
yep.
I like the ending. I mean, I like the movie.
Yeah,
all the way through. I did like the ending. I did. It's so many of horror movies kind of stop right after the killer is sort of dead, and they either have a lot of them have the whole Jason popping out of the lake moment.
Yeah, sure.
This at least was. He's dead, but he's always going to be alive.
There's an aftermath.
There's always, she's it's that same. You still have that same scare.
Even though she killed him, it's the same problem as the very beginning of the movie, where she's still seeing him.
She's always going to be stalked by him.
Yeah,
yeah,
basically.
Yeah.
Well, hopefully she gets to a real facility who takes care of people's mental things. But I doubt she's going to any of those anytime soon, with reason.
Right. I think she's going to do inpatient.
Yeah. You
Like,
come to me. Like
yeah.
the psychiatrust comes to my house or something. Who knows?
Right. Like
Yeah.
phone counseling.
Yeah.
Let me just call someone.
Yeah, really.
Okay, so anything else about this movie you want to talk about before we get into our
I think we covered it. The movie's great.
Yeah. All right, well, Nate, let me ask you, what would you have done differently?
Son of a bitch, you left the bodies and you only moved the headstones! You only moved the headstones! Why? Why?
Yeah, what do you do? Craig T. Nelson wants to know why.
Yeah.
Nate, what would you do differently?
So when Jay Farrow's character is clearly more to put together than all the other people in the facility, right? That's pretty obvious from the very beginning. He talks to Sawyer and says, you know, they can only keep you here max 7 days. Keep your head down, and you'll get out of here. And what does she do? She just starts like hitting people.
Yeah.
And like just go crazy. Suck it up for 7 days. I know that's terrible, and it should not happen and whatever.
Mm-hmm.
But man, if it was me, I just grab some books and just chillax.
Yeah.
You know? And then probably sue him when I got out or something if I could.
Well, but you don't want to be seen as litigious. I mean, that your employer might want to release you from your job.
Yeah. I'd still do it. It's like, you know what? I'm going to let that rage boil inside me.
Yeah.
And then release it at a more opportune time.
Yeah. I'm just going to say this, you know, I think everyone, you know, if you need help, if you need to talk to someone, I think you should absolutely go talk to someone.
Yeah.
You should, you know, counseling service, you know, those kind of services are invaluable, particularly if you are thinking about suicide and all that, you know.
Yes, if you are, please go talk to a professional.
Yeah. Now, that said, maybe look up Yelp reviews. Maybe.
Or just don't sign things without looking at them. That's probably really the main thing. Is
don't, you know.
No matter where you are, even if you're getting help in a nice place, don't just sign things without looking at them.
Yeah. Definitely read.
Yeah.
When someone says it's just a standard form.
For what?
For what?
If it's standard, I can take a look at it for 5 seconds.
Yeah.
You know?
If someone's pressuring you to sign something quick.
That's a used car salesman tactic. Like if anything seems used car salesman-y, slow it up.
Because that was the only thing about. I say the only thing. It was one again. Part of what I didn't like about this movie was just, or a few little bit was just the portrayal of the healthcare professionals. I realized that mental health is not healthcare is not what it needs to be in this country. Certainly,
sure,
but there are good people. There are good resources. That was the only thing, you know. I think they could have.
I mean, they picked it's
a horror movie. But at the same time, it wasn't a horror movie at the time that they were doing some of that, right? It was like,
yeah.
I mean, you know, again, I knew the point they were trying to make. It's fine.
I mean, I know Camp Crystal Lake's not all camps. I mean, I get it.
I mean, yeah, that should have been the debate question. Better counselor, the woman at the beginning of this movie that she goes to, or any of the teenagers at Camp Crystal
Teenagers. Done.
So they just let one kid drown instead of doing insurance fraud, I guess.
And that one kid drowning. Hey, at least people were held accountable.
Fair.
And then held accountable again.
And then
later on.
And then just, if I don't care if you're a counselor, just as long as you're a teenager.
Yeah, exactly.
You getting murdered.
Yeah.
Okay.
Held accountable. Unlike these. Well, they got, so then at the end, I guess, you know, the story breaks. And there's murders everywhere.
Right.
So this place is probably not open.
So wait, what was in the note? Universe. What was in the notepad?
So he was saying, I can get drugs, I can get booze, I can get porn. he was documenting all the things he could get inside this facility.
Okay,
as part of his expose.
That was Jay Farrow's.
Yeah, as part of his expose.
And so what I didn't catch who it was. Okay, the only other thing I would say, what I would have done differently. Controversial stance coming.
Okay.
If I'm the stalker and I've kidnapped this girl,
God.
maybe I tie her up when she's in the trunk. Maybe I check to make sure that the shiv she already tried to stab me with once is no longer in a pocket or in her possession. You can't help the necklace. Just remove jewelry. I also
follow the same protocols at the hospital.
And then conversely, I think if I'm her and I've shanked him in the neck in that room.
You stab him a million times. You never stop stabbing.
You just don't stop.
Never stop stabbing.
Yeah.
And then after you're done stabbing, never stop running.
Yeah. You are crocheting his fucking neck. Just go to town on it.
Yeah.
If that is, in this scenario.
You're aiming for sort of like some sort of Quentin Tarantino-esque ending to this guy.
I'll bet. All right, so Nate, you have a segment. So normally we do awards, but I think I think throughout the reviews we tend to give awards anyway.
Worst facility, this place. Next. All right, I got it.
So you've been wanting to do this for a while, so I think we're going to start a new segment.
Yeah.
And that segment is...
I don't know.
We haven't come with a good name for it.
Yeah, what?
All right.
Sequels.
Yeah.
These days you gotta have a sequel.
Yeah.
So sequel. That's a terrible. We'll come up with a better name.
We'll have drops and everything ready for the next time we do this.
Sequel.
But the idea is that if you're going to come up with a sequel for this movie, what would that sequel be? What would it be called?
Yeah.
What would it be about?
So what do you got, Mitch?
Oh, you want me to go first?
Yeah, you said yours is apparently amazing.
Well,
so imagine you're pitching this to like Mackle B.
So in Mackle B?
Yeah, Michael Bay. It was the off-brand Michael Bay.
Oh my god!
And they snorted like a bunch of coke, and they're like, "All right, what do you got, Mitch?"
Okay,
and then you say what?
In order for her to overcome her PTSD, she decides that she is going to take the lesson she's learned, take this grittiness and this readiness to kill
G.I. Jane 2.
And she is going to she's going to take out other stalkers and all these men who are, basically the same as it, but she's going to avenge these women who need help. Yeah, she was unable to get it herself. I call this movie Unsane 2 #MeToo.
Yikes. Oh, man. That's terrible.
Thank you.
Weinstein Company not producing that movie. Definitely not.
No, probably not getting funding from there.
Yeah. Probably not getting a Jello sponsorship either.
I'm gonna give you double. God damn! Yeah, that's a double.
Give me 2 spoonfuls of that, please.
Okay.
So you're saying it's like a vigilante kind of thing, or like a Dexter almost?
A little bit of a Dexter sort of thing.
Okay. That's pretty good. Okay.
That would assume, but if it was Dexter, that would mean that it's a stalker, slash, like someone who, I guess, a stalker stalking stalkers.
Yeah, exactly.
I guess, but anyway.
So she becomes Batman. Is that basically what's happening?
Yeah.
So she doesn't kill him, but she's damaging them.
Well, no, I think she kills him in this.
Oh, she kills him? Okay, so
she's
Dexter then.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So at the end of Unsane, she kills her stalker.
Yeah.
But obviously she still sees him in that segment we mentioned at the very end. She still sees him, almost stabs the guy. Mm-hmm. She's still clearly not over it, right?
Yeah.
Which... why would you be? You are very traumatized. Now, I don't think this movie is ever actually going to get a sequel. There's no way. There's no way.
What would this? Yeah.
What would it be? Well, now
that I've asked that
now
question.
that you've asked, Unsane. Okay, obviously, not going to get a sequel. So Claire Foy reprising her role as Sawyer, right? She will be in Unsane 2, Undead Boogaloo.
No.
Yes. Think about this. She's hardened by her experiences.
Yeah.
She wants to stab people.
Uh-huh.
What kind of people do you need to stab to survive? Zombies. Obviously. She she basically thinks all the zombies look like her stalker, stabs them all, saves everybody.
Oh my God.
Done.
All right. Well, let us know which movie you would see.
Or Unsane 2, Insane in the Membrane. And then she becomes
Unsane in the Membrane.
Unsane in the Membrane.
Oh my
Unsane in the Membrane. She becomes a gangbanger. In Los Angeles, she moves cities again. She's in Los Angeles.
I'm playing the. I don't know where this is going. I'm not gonna stick around.
See, this is why I'm bad at Hollywood pitches. You can't do more cocaine than the movie producers before you go talk to them. Rookie move.
So,
Rookie move.
Nate.
Final cut.
I forgot about the laugh.
Yeah.
What do we do? What are we giving this?
7 out of 10 shivs.
Ooh,
I liked it.
7 out of 10.
I liked it quite a bit.
Why only a 7?
Seven is solid. I liked. It was really creepy. Good acting. iPhone camera, even though it was kind of cool to use, was still kind of interesting.
Okay.
It's a small scale. It's a good movie. It gets a little crazy with like the killings and stuff. That's people would be figuring it out a little bit earlier, so I docked it a little bit for that. It's pretty realistic. Yeah, I just give it a 7.5.
All right.
What are you giving it?
I'm giving it 8 out of 10 pill cups.
Wow,
I
that's
really
high.
liked it. I really liked it. I think it's rewatchable too, which is a big thing for this kind of rating.
Most horror movies not rewatchable.
Yeah, this one is again. It is tense.
Yeah,
most of it, but it's got a lot of layers. It's got a lot of just what the fuck moments.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's good. And I mean, I think I naturally just prefer psychological thriller type movies.
So like if we actually, you know what, if we were going to do a sequel to this, get another Netflix person in an iPhone camera and film something. So maybe get like Kimmy Schmidt, get her in a movie.
What?
Like an iPhone movie. I'm saying, so the premise of this is you get a Netflix person, right? Like a main Netflix actress.
Right, all right.
You get her, you get an iPhone and film like a really special. We'll get Kimmy Schmidt.
Okay, that's the movie.
Yeah, that's for our sequel. We get Kimmy Schmidt.
You would go into a pitch room. You would just write step 1, Netflix money. Step 2, Kimmy Schmidt. Step 3, question marks. Step 4, profit.
Unsane is the new black. Done.
So that's going to be it for this.
They gave millions of dollars to Will Smith for that terrible Bright movie. Come on.
I thought you liked Bright.
It wasn't good. It was terrible.
That's right. I had to ask the right question when I asked you what you think about a movie.
Exactly.
Nate, where can they find us?
So you can find us at our website at texaspodcastmassacre.com. You can check us out on Twitter at TXPodMassacre. You can find us on iTunes, Stitcher, Google Play, TuneinRadio, and all your other podcast platforms.
That's right. All right. Well, for all of us here, and by that I mean me and Nate.
Yeah.
Thank you all so much
in
for
7
listening.
days, we'll have our unsuspecting victim back.
Oh.
If everything goes well.
That's right.
Hopefully their insurance sucks.
Oh, yeah. Don't. What a shit time to find out you have great insurance.
Yeah, exactly.
Oh, you're here for 30 days.
I should have went with the HMO. No.
From all of us here at Texas Podcast Massacre, thanks for listening, and just keep telling yourself it's only a movie. Good night.